Yo, what's going on, guys? I'm Sam. Today we got a fresh Q&A. You guys asked some pretty juicy questions. I might have to unbutton my top button. I'm just kidding. That's not going to happen. But you guys did ask some pretty cool questions, and I'm excited to jump into them now, so let's get started. Why has Apple stuck with the same iMac look for, what, like 7 or 9 years? Yeah, they have done that, haven't they? In fact, they did it so well that they swindled me into buying an iMac Pro that's had the same design but with insane internals of every iMac that they've produced since, I don't know, what, like 2012 or 2013? The iMac is without question very due for a design overhaul, and I'm sure that Apple's working on it. It would be naive to think that they aren't, because they know just as well as we do when the iMac is due for an upgrade. Favorite and least favorite Apple product? This is easy, I'll bang it out real quick. Favorite product? Probably AirPods, but I said that, keep in mind, in my AirPods review, I think, before anybody even cared or knew about AirPods. Like, I was saying AirPods are really cool and you guys should check them out. I was like the hype beast of AirPods. Least favorite product? The HomePod. The HomePod is so bad, and I see people all the time talking about how good it is, and I cannot recommend this product to pretty much anybody. Get an Alexa, get a Sonos One, those are pretty cool. If you want like really good music control, buy a HomePod, but they're still like too expensive at $300, and I'm not a huge fan of the way it sounds. I think it's okay. I don't think it's like the mind-numbing quality that I see some of these fanboys talking about. It gets me going. How do you efficiently manage university classes with your YouTube channel? I don't. I'm just kidding. Luckily, my degree, it's a common degree, so it's not like engineering or nursing where it requires like constant attention for coursework. Basically, I'll have maybe an hour or two of homework a day. My routine is largely wake up, go to class, go and make a video around the middle part of the day, eat around then as well. Sometimes, like, because of the way videos work, fun fact, I don't eat lunch till like 4 or 5 p.m., but that's just like part of the job in covering news. And then also in the evening, I'll hit the gym 3-4 days a week. You know what? I'm not even gonna lie to you guys here. It's like 3 days on a good week. I could not tell you the last time I went to the gym 4 days in a week. And then at night, I'll do homework, maybe start prepping for another video the next day. And then in between throughout the day, I'm emailing sponsors, working out like rates and stuff, talking, to teachers and professors via email. It's a packed schedule, and you can bet your bottom dollar I'm excited to graduate in a semester. This comes from my good friend Drew over at Telos of Tech. Go subscribe to his channel in case you guys haven't already. Drew asks, number one feature you want on the next iPhone. I want a 120 hertz refresh display on my phone. I love it on my iPad Pro, and if I could get like twice as smooth scrolling and interaction on my phone, I would be down for that 10 days out of 10. I don't care if it cuts my battery life in half or quarters it. I just want a 120 hertz display, even if it's not realistic, but I feel like if anybody could figure it out on a phone really well, it would be Apple. Do you think Apple will bring some brand new features on the iPhone 11? Well, it depends what you define as brand new, right? Because for the iPhone, a triple camera setup, which is what we're hearing, that is brand new. We've never seen that on an iPhone, and that is confirmed at this point. Apple obviously hasn't told us, but everyone in the supply chain and everyone else who has anything to say about the iPhone says it's gonna have a triple camera setup. There's also gonna be like better battery life, improved front-facing camera, a crazy fast 813 chip. I mean, if you count those as features, and probably a slightly tweaked design as well, then yes, there are a lot of new features coming. But if you are talking about something innovative that nobody else has ever done ever, I don't know if that's going to be the iPhone 11. I also don't know if that's been any smartphone in recent history. How's it bouncing, Sam? Very well. How's it bouncing with you? Hope it's going well. Hope you're doing great, and hope you smash like on this video down below. What advice do you have for small Apple YouTubers? I don't usually answer these questions, but I haven't answered it in a long time. So if you're an aspiring YouTuber of any type, keep at it, don't give up, be willing to work for free at the beginning because that's how YouTube's current monetization works. Be willing to not make very much money at the beginning, and also be willing to not make a profit for a long time. You know how they say it takes like 4 to 5 years to make a profit? Yeah, that was exactly right for my business here on YouTube. You wanna know how much I made my 5th year when I made my first profit? My tax person told me, they're like, hey, you actually made a profit this year. And I was like, no way, $18. That's how much I made on YouTube in my 5th year, after all of these deductions, because I don't get these for free. Now, I've been lucky in my 6th year, it's become like an actual feasible profiting entity, which is really cool. It's like, well, I can buy things that I like, which is exciting. But don't expect instant success. That happens to a very small group of people, And if you're going to get discouraged by not succeeding in the beginning, then you're never going to make it in the end. Can we expect matte black AirPods in 2020? Well, according to rumors, it could actually launch as soon as September, October, or November, sometime in fall of 2019. This year. But if you're going to take AirPods 2 coming out in March into account, then maybe they would be coming out in 2020. But a number of people have reported, yes, matte black AirPods are coming, and it's a logical succession of the product line. Apple usually starts out with 1 or 2 colors, and then they expand. And there's no question that Apple's going to do that with AirPods. It just makes sense. Is your iPad Pro bent yet? I'm going to check. So I've got it right here. I'm going to look at it, and it does not appear that it's bent at all. And I carry this around. I'm afraid to apply a ton of pressure to it because I know it is a bit fragile, as we say here in the Midwest. No one actually says that. Please never say fragile. But yeah, I mean, looking at it like this, I cannot see any bend whatsoever. It appears to be totally fine and normal, and Apple better replace it if there's ever a bend in this, because I'll be very upset paying $800 for a product that bends because of the way it's made. Where are you from, and go Cardinals Nation? Obviously, that's a leading question there. I'm from the great city of St. Louis, and I go to school not super far from there, somewhere else in the Midwest. But yeah, St. Louis, my home city. Love it there. What devices should Apple put iOS 13 on? Now, it's easy to say all of them, but then you take into consideration that some devices won't be able to handle the newest technologies. So while I want things like the iPhone 5 and the 4S and the 5S to get iOS 13, you gotta say no at some point, right? And if the device came out like 6 years ago now, which iOS 2013 would be 6 years ago, I would say that's probably a fair time to cut off support. 6 years of usage from a device getting constant firmware updates is very good, much better than most Android or competing devices on the market. What is your favorite Google product? Google.com. No, wait, that was a trick question. YouTube, because I'm a YouTuber. iPhone 10 or 10R in 2019. Well, if you want a 6.1-inch screen with the best camera you can get on an iPhone, get the 10R. If you want a slightly older camera but a higher quality screen, an OLED there, you should get the iPhone 10. But either of them are going to be really good. The iPhone 10 is still an incredible product this year. What is the brand that you use for your iPhone cases? I like the bold colors. This is Rhino Shield. Full disclosure, have worked with them as a sponsor in the past. They have not sponsored this video, but I'll leave a link to where you guys can get this case down below. I don't just use them because I've gotten paid to talk about their products. I do use them because I like their cases and I like the way the bumpers work on my phone. Do you think Apple will ever make a small iPhone again? Well, according to recent rumors, not only could the iPhone SE2 be returning, if one report is to be believed, which we haven't really heard much from them in the past as a source, so it could totally be BS. But even so, another report says that Apple may be working on a 5.4-inch iPhone, which would be 0.4 inches smaller than the iPhone XS or the 10. So it sounds like small phones could be on the way in some form, but obviously because it's rumor season, we don't know the exact details. So if you're waiting to buy a small phone, maybe wait a little bit, like 2019, end of the year, or beginning of 2020, that's when they could be coming out. Which iPhone color is your favorite? Well, I am using Product Red here on the iPhone XR. I would say when Product Red comes out, that's usually my go-to color just because I love like the Ferrari. I'm not like a flashy guy, but I do enjoy this deep red color tone. Honestly though, I tend to switch it up year over year, so I never really go with the exact same color every year. But I think lately I've been on a space gray grind just because everybody likes that true black or like that nice looking dark device. Do you think it is worth the upgrade from iPhone 10 to 10s? No. Don't do it unless you really care about like auto HDR or smart HDR for photos or slightly better video. Overall, like the upgrades are there, and I think I said back in September it was worth it. Now I disagree. I do not think the upgrade from the 10 to the 10s is worth it, but 10 to 10R, because it's cheaper, that could actually be worth it. What prices are you expecting for the new iPhones? Probably expensive. I'm sure the iPhone XR second gen will probably remain about $749. I would love if they dropped it down to $699. I think it would sell a lot better. And of course, price reductions on the highest end iPhones would be nice too, but we're probably not going to see those, even though iPhones aren't selling as well as they used to. But who knows? Maybe Apple could actually switch it up this year. Are you excited for the new iPhones? Nah, I just make like 15 videos a month on them. Do you think there will be a 7.9-inch iPhone that can be folded into a 23.9-inch iPad? Those are really specific numbers, so I don't know if you're referencing a certain rumor or something, but let me be one-on-one. Let me actually center myself for this, which I never do. I don't care about foldable phones, and I don't see a future where that's going to be amazing unless you're telling me something can be this wide, this tall, this thin, and it folds out, and suddenly I can just stretch the screen. Now, that would be cool if you could stretch the screen to however you want it. I could care less about my phone folding in half for a slightly larger widescreen or like squarish display. I have zero need for that because I have an iPad. I hope Apple doesn't get into the game soon because I don't want to cover foldable phones. They're not my thing. I've tried to show an interest in them, and no matter how hard I try, I just can't get into it. All right, guys, thank you for sending in those questions. If you have any more, leave them down below, or if you enjoyed this, drop a like, hit subscribe for more videos in the future. Thanks so much for watching and supporting me. Really appreciate it. As always, you guys are the best. I'll catch you all in my next video. See you later.